Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we have got another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 build video for you. And today I'm going to be talking to you about a build that I would like to call the Bounty Hunter. Now, this build is it's an interesting one. So basically, you're going to want to start out with Ranger. It could be, you could use a lot of classes to get in, but I think Ranger is probably the best due to the fact that several of the one of the prestige classes is going to require the track feat, which Rangers get for free at first level. So it's just kind of nice to have that. Yeah, so Ranger's probably the best. Favorite enemy's also nice. Yes. What you're going to want is, after you take Ranger, you're going to want some levels in both Bloodhound and Justicar. Now, both of them are going to be serving different purposes. So with Bloodhound, you're going to be able to increase your ability to track down your prey. And with Justicar, it's going to give you a lot of things that make capturing them much easier. So it's good to get a little bit of mix of both. Maybe even like swap back and forth between the class levels as you're advancing. Not the end of the world on that. Maybe grab like 5 levels of Ranger to get in. Yeah, so what's interesting about Justicar and Bloodhound is they do actually have 2 different abilities that have the same name that do somewhat different things. First off, they both have an ability called Bring 'em Back Alive. Now, Bring 'em Back Alive for the Justicar just means that they can do non-lethal attacks with no penalty, unlike normal. Whereas with the Bloodhound, they actually have an ability that does the same thing. I think I forget what theirs is called, but it has a different name. And then they have another ability called Bring 'em Back Alive, which does something completely different. It's actually really nice what theirs does. So yeah, with that you can get some really nice buffs. I imagine they stack since they do completely different stuff. Although, of course, getting the same ability that gives you the ability to make non-lethal attacks with any weapon, it's kind of eh. But like, they don't stack, like, obviously, because they do the same thing. Then, of course, they get an ability called Crippling Strike. Now, this one's pretty good. They do different things, although they're very similar. The Justicar, anytime they're using a non-lethal, anytime they're attacking in a non-lethal way, they do 1 point of strength damage with every blow. Whereas with the Bloodhound, whenever they're going after their mark, they do 2 points of strength damage with every blow. So they're both doing strength damage with every blow. It's just 2 different things. So I imagine they'd probably stack. So if by chance you're going after a mark with non-lethal, you'd be doing 3 points of strength damage with every attack, which is pretty nice if I'm being real. Bloodhound does have some drawbacks of, not being able, like, having to focus on one mark at a time. So that's kind of a drawback for that, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah. And Ranger's not required for this either. You could also get in with like Paladin as well, and then like use your special mount to just haul people around. Can be quite nice to pull wagons that they're just full of bad guys that you captured. And not even necessarily bad guys. Like, you just have to be lawful for this build. So really, just got to be a bounty hunter. Yeah. Not much else to say about this. Yeah, there's a few feats that can be taken, like urban trackers and all right feat, if you're focusing mostly in town. If not, it doesn't have to be. Like, this guy could very easily go out and fight a bandit camp, knock all of them out, hog tie them up. Oh, Yeah, that's another thing Justicar gets is they get like this hog tie ability, where they can just like grapple you, really easy. They can like very quickly grapple you and tie you up, much faster than can normally done. I think they can do it in like they can do it in a single attack action, tie someone up, which typically is going to take it's typically going to take a minute, so 10 full round actions. But they can do it with a single action, meaning Justicar has the ability to move in, and they can also use manacles like a club, which is kind of cool. So like they can literally go in with their manacles, smack you up around with them a bit. Then, like as a full round action, they can, or as a full attack action, they can smack you with the manacles, grab you, pin you, throw the cuffs on you, and just like turn. And like have you hog tied in the same turn that they're hitting you with the manacles. Now, that assumes that they succeed on a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of risk trying to pull that one off. But yeah, they can very quickly and easily hog tie someone, which is quite useful to be able to do that. In all honesty, and then once they've got everyone all hog tied up, they can throw them in the wagon and take them back to town. Like you just get a big old wagon full of like. This build could very easily be one where you're out adventuring, you see a camp of bandit goblins, and you just grab them all, hog tie them up, throw them in the wagon, go back to town, and be like, "How much you want for these goblins? Here's that goblin camp. They're all still alive. What do you want with them?" And just a little ridiculous, but kind of funny and kind of cool. So yeah, particularly fun if you get the whole party to make similar type builds. There's a few other prestige classes that could be potentially decent for that as well. Particularly if you're sticking with evil, instead of going, it doesn't work with Justicar, but from the Book of Exalted Deeds, there's like Stalker of Karash or something. I can't remember the exact name, but you can use that with Bloodhound, since Bloodhound doesn't really have any alignment restrictions, and you could go that route. And even with Justicar, you could, if you have the whole party doing it, instead of doing Justicar with Bloodhound, have Justicar go with other stuff, and that just focuses on grapple, and have one guy do the tracking and then like other people do stuff. It just depends. But this particular build that I've got here, it's more about one character somewhat going out solo, potentially solo. He could go with a group too, but yeah, this one assumes nothing about your party, and it'll work alone. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the build down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. If you got other builds, let me know too. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content. Ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. And anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you